Hello, it's Lawrence. Welcome to my video about the simple but proven residual income formula. What is residual income? In the words of Robert Kiyosaki, residual income is the type of money you earn while not working because you would have put time and effort into a job that continues to pay you for months or years after. If you want to be brilliantly compensated, you must focus on taking advantage of leverage. What is leverage? It's an increased means by which to attain something. Imagine yourself trying to sell 100 mobile phones and your goal is to sell at least 10 per day. Then imagine you have your own team of 10 people with the exact same goal that have their own teams with the same goal. Can you see how advantageous it is working with your team as opposed to doing it all by yourself? You could potentially sell several hundred phones per day, making a commission on every single phone. This is called working smart, not working hard. Therefore, true leverage creates a situation where everyone has the same amount to gain. Which leads me straight into my next point. Some of you might be able to identify with this. So let's say you are my manager and I'm your employee. You would get paid for 16 hours worth of work because you take a portion of my productivity as income back to yourself. You are leveraging off my efforts because I'm your employee. Theoretically, the more employees you have working for you, the more leverage you have. However, no employee will ever work as hard for your company as you will because they don't own it. A leverage example would be, let's say a broker and an agent have the same amount to gain from the sale of a home. It is the agent's best interest to earn more money, which is a form of leverage for the broker. There is a flaw in this type of leverage situation, and it's this. The broker can have multiple agents, but the agent cannot. The broker has leverage, the agent doesn't. And as a result, the agent decides to become his own broker. Is this good for the broker? No, because two bad things happen to him. Number one, the agent he trained breaks away from him and is no longer an income source. And two, worse than that happens, Robert is now his competitor. So Robert is the agent he trained originally. This doesn't just happen in the property industry, it happens in virtually every industry. Now that Robert, who was the original agent that was trained by the broker, is now a broker himself, he will go on to hire his own agent. Linda too also wants to become a broker, and Linda then becomes a competitor to Robert and the broker who trained Robert, and this continues on and on. The broker created a chain of competitors that he trained. Here's how this becomes interesting. Let's say instead the broker is going to empower Robert to become a broker. The only way to retain a leader is to provide him or her with the same opportunity for growth that we have. Everyone has the same amount to gain. Empowering Robert to become a broker means that he does not break away from the broker and becomes Robert shifts from agent to broker, which now allows him to sponsor his own agents, and the broker can still earn a percentage of what him and his agents sell. The percentage he earns from Robert and his agents should be a lot smaller than when he was an agent because he trained him and put up the risk and got licensed and advertised. Some might say this sounds like one of those pyramid schemes where those on the top make all the money and those at the bottom do not make much. That perception that only people on the top make all the money is not true. Allow me to illustrate that for you. Here's a typical organizational structure. At the top, you have a chief executive officer. Does the president earn more money than the CEO? Not really. Does any of the vice presidents earn more money than the president? No. Okay, what would happen if the vice president made more money than the president? There would be confusion in the delegation of power. The typical organizational structure is designed to make the process of delegation clear. Each level of the corporation earns less income for a reason. The reason the president can tell the vice president what to do is because they make more money. And people at the top making the majority of the money, and people at the bottom do not. So this is a typical organizational structure where those on the top make most of the money and those on the ground floor, the office staff, the shop floor, make the least amount of money. In other words, the CEO earns off the productivity, or you can say is leveraged off everyone else in that organization. Now I'm going to show you a residual income model that gives you the same opportunity as a CEO of a company to earn on multiple levels in your business. And you achieve this by giving the same opportunity you have to other people to earn on multiple levels, the same way you can earn on multiple levels. Here's what makes this business model the absolute fair structure available. In most residual income companies, everyone can earn a certain number of levels deep of the business they build. If you build a business that is more productive than mine, then you will earn more money than I would. Even if
Do
you
you know
were
what I
in my
call that?
business. I call that fair. Shouldn't the most productive person make the most money? See, what I think is not fair is that some people have not understood what residual income is until today, and others have. Take
So
responsibility
now
for
that
it.
you understand,
Don't create reasons why you can't do this, because you can do it. The difference between the wealthy and everyone else is leverage, and nothing gives you leverage in such an ethical way than this fair residual income business model we've been looking at. Thank you for listening. My name is Lawrence. It's been a pleasure to share the tried and tested and proven residual income ideas with you today.